Hi, Billy Mays here. Are you tired of watching the world burn? Want to throw your phone into the river? Wish you could walk through the pandemic with the ignorance of a white man? Well, now you can! Introducing the Privilege Pillow for the makers of Male Tears Energy Drink.
Male Tears.
Simply throw all of your devices and sources of mental anguish away, insert your head into the pillow, and in minutes you'll feel just as calm and collected as the most oblivious person in your Instagram feed. Perfect for roommates, angry pets, or even in social settings. Plus, it's entirely COVID safe. To order, call now at 1-800-SILENCE. Call now and we'll throw in a bottle of Karen repellent absolutely free. That's 1-800-SILENCE. Call now!
Ordering a privilege bill makes you complicit, and your complicity is deadly.
I don't care about the show, darling. No need to be honest. I'm off it, too often. I don't care about the show, darling. No need to be honest. I'm off it, too often. I don't care about the show, darling. No need to be honest.
There he is.
Hey, what's up?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad I found the link. I was like searching for it, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I need to keep like a lid on all these fucking Zoom links. It's too much.
So many. It's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Ange.
Hey. Good to see you, Ange.
How is it out in LA today? Good?
Gorgeous. Yeah, it's so warm. It's great.
God damn it. We're still thawing over here. What's up, Teags?
Hi, what's up, cuties?
Hey.
Oh, you know, just living in the panorama.
Yep, living in this here Panasonic.
Yeah.
That good old PlayStation 5.
I wish it was
all right.
as scarce as a PlayStation 5.
My God, don't we all? Don't we all? On that note, if y'all are ready to start, let's go around, check in, just see how we're all feeling about the PlayStation 5, and then we can popcorn over to other people. So, Ange, you want to start? Oh, Ange, you're still muted.
Oh, you're on mute.
Angie, you're
And
you're
I
on
think you're
mute.
muted.
No,
Angie.
Angie, we can't hear you.
Angie, you're on mute.
I don't think she knows
I
she's on
can't.
mute. Angie, we can't. You have to unmute yourself.
And
You're on mute.
It's down in the left-hand corner. Just click the little mute button.
Go down and click unmute.
Angie, are you in gallery view or speaker view right now? Because sometimes it moves. We still can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't.
Angie, I can't hear you. You're on
I'm
mute.
getting none of this.
I know I'm on mute. I just wanted a moment to myself. This year gave me time alone, and I like that. First, it felt like a blessing.
Can't hear anything.
I woke up every day with grief as my bedmate, rolled over to kiss a shadow, wrestled every angelic memory until my hips shattered, and I was grateful for the privacy.
I cannot hear you.
I'll say that. 2020 gave me time alone. Time where my drawn curtains, dark and heavy, rocked me gently to sleep. Pretending I was safe under my covers or dreamt of all the fears that rumbled and clumped down the roads outside or just beneath my window. I paced to my apartment, thinking about money and justice and legacy.
And then maybe restart your browser.
Floods.
Yeah, still on mute, Ange.
In 2020, my refrigerator and I found each other. As I stood with the door ajar, muttering, cursing at it for never containing anything I desperately needed at 4 a.m.
Maybe restart and come
Well,
back.
it's-
Leave and come back.
Yeah.
Warm spill of light and cool air baptized my bare feet.
Yeah, it might restart your.
I started to journal, to crochet, to make sourdough. bought plants and gemstones and more blankets. I've read more, texted people back. I've dusted off my stack of records and played the B-sides. I've sobbed listening to familiar voices on voicemail, and I can say I've seen 100 of the most gorgeous sunrises. 2020 was a charismatic cult leader. I believed it when it promised me a year of growth, of betterment, of progress, a year that was meant to be mine. Instead, I was given this. I don't want to bury this year in the ground and pretend like it never happened. What is buried in the ground comes back tenfold and burning. Ignorance got us here. I think 2020 is just as happy to be over as we are.
Why is this still like not coming through?
Sorry. My bad. Fuck 2020
Yeah.
That's all I had to say.
Gotcha.
Totally fair. Yep. Yeah.
So real. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Could not agree more.
It's a mood.
Yeah.
Whole mood. Keep walking, bananas.
Ask me again. Ask me again. Ask me again, and ye shall receive. Maybe. It's out of my hands. But I love it when you beg. I love the desperate thumb pulling at the curtain of a new world that just won't come fast enough.
Okay. Refair? You need to come over a little bit.
Cheers to you. Take one.
You're here.
Great news.
You made it. We made it.
To this gathering.
To this celebration of life. To this unavoidable moment where we will all hold hands and share stories and toast to the ones who didn't make it this far.
You're alive. You are alive. You're still breathing, heart still beating.
They say we are the lucky ones. We made it here. It is we who will speak today. It is we who will lay this sickly thing to rest.
Thank you for being here. What a fucking year to be alive.
What a fucking year. That started with sincere hopes and planted seeds that were meant to grow into realized dreams.
We would love to say goodbye to you, to throw you to the wolves.
Or to the murder hornets, wherever they may be, may they sting you with delighted fervor, watch you wither under their gaze.
I know many who will toast to your demise because you took.
You took and you took and you took.
And there was not a moment you let us process or breathe or... You were relentless.
All sludge and smoke and flame charring the very foundation beneath us.
Burning with such fervor, we didn't know if we would ever put you out.
You were relentless. And maybe there's something in that. In the way the hits just kept coming. In your technique to bully the bullshit right out of us. and the way your flame has set everything on fire.
You have made us see what we may never unsee.
If it wasn't for you, our desire for better would have been snuffed out.
Cheers to you, you big dumb monster.
You were born of resolutions shouted from rooftops and bars and packed dinner tables.
But no matter how hard you tried to bury us, we hustled and we sang and we slept.
Cheers to you, you big dumb monster. You mapped out crooked roads that led hundreds of thousands to their untimely end. Made the word essential taste like chewing foil.
You played and replayed the iPhone footage of a man begging for air, calling out for his mama, terrified and alone.
You stole lives, crumpled them up like old yellow Post-it notes and rolled them into the growing numbers displayed on flickering newscast.
You played and replayed a phone call, showed pictures of bullet holes in the sides of buildings, told the story of a woman who just wanted to be a mother and would never get the chance.
You told the world that justice cares more about the holes in the building than the woman herself.
You broadcast this violence, labeled it alleged.
You showed us the face of hatred, played its voice over and over, slithering and sickly, all gravel and slime.
You did not expect us to sing in constant chorus over your poison. But we did.
Cheers to you.
You may be the reason we are no longer apt to settle. The reason we can now leave.
Where we will all march, plant, fight.
We have made the decision that we will not wither up, just like leaves, just waiting to burn.
But if we burn, we'll ask ourselves, did we leave anything but scorched earth behind? Or will we have left the world with light? Sweet, sweet baby, I'll never let you go.
It's a year longer than 365 days, just short of a modern decade. The middle ground between endless and eternal, between science and word of mass mouths. It lies between the distance of two passing strangers, March's summit of man's knowledge. This is a dimension of stifled imagination. It is an area which we can only know as 2020.
I'm America the Great, hypnotist extraordinaire. I am so happy to be here tonight. And yes, you are so fortunate that I showed up. Now, may I have a volunteer, please? Preferably someone not white, not straight, and not male. You, yes, you. Come on down. Yes. The perfect specimen. What is your name? Doesn't matter! Now, witness my great power! Now, watch the watch very closely. Yes, watch the watch and listen to the sound of my voice. You are getting oppressed, very oppressed. Your burdens are getting heavy. Your anger is growing stronger and stronger. The more noise you make, the more people don't listen to you. You feel more and more weighed down with each passing second. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep listening to the sound of my voice. When I snap my fingers, you awake
You will have no recollection of being hypnotized or any of the things that I have said. Now, audience members, notice my influence. Note the effects of America, of white privilege, of systemic racism and oppression. Notice how well we can break down this volunteer. Hey, how are you feeling? Overwhelmed, I bet.
I'm doing all right, actually.
You sure? I mean, there's a lot going on in the world. Hasn't the pandemic just made you feel so isolated?
I mean, a little. But I'm really enjoying my alone time.
Well, what about all your friends that you can't see?
Well, we were all working so hard that we were never really able to see each other. And to tell the truth, it's been really nice not being forced to interact with people I honestly couldn't stand.
But like, who are you if you're not doing theater, you know? Like, it's so depressing.
I'm still a person. My world exists outside my art.
But don't you feel like you're not doing enough? You're not in the streets every day, you're not making your political posts, you're not screaming and making a scene?
There's more than one way to create change. I'd rather just focus on the joy.
But everyone else is losing their minds. They're so scared of the future and of society. Why aren't you?
I mean, this has always been my reality.
Or maybe you're avoiding it. You can't avoid what's happening in the world. It's irresponsible.
It's more irresponsible to ruin my mental health.
But you're a minority. You're an oppressed group. What about all your struggles? What about the BIPOC community or the LGBTQIA plus community? What about all the people who are scared and angry and fearful of the future and anxious living during a pandemic? Why can't you be more like them? This is not how this is supposed to work. I am supposed to be superior and all-knowing, and none of you are going to be at peace. You're not allowed to be self-assured or different or free. I'm the boss. You're all under my spell.
Hey. You having a moment?
Yeah, I just don't understand why you.
Shh. No. You know, this isn't about me. This is about you. You do the work this time.
Color me coral. Barrier reef in full flourish. Home to hundreds of untamed secrets. Little lives flashing behind this bright pink. When I smile, everyone wants a closer look. Color me crimson. Fizzle bang of the fireworks marking a celebration under the freckled constellations. Flash bang of crushed fruit. Mouth of a cherry bomb. Color me girl-like. Paintbrush and canvas. Artist and muse. I stare in the mirror and arrange myself into someone familiar. I see her and she smiles. And I smile too. No room for shame here, under the fluorescent suns. No room for anything but color. That wondrous flame, that dizzying candle, that beacon in the night.
What happened, girl? We used to be so close. You'd whisper all your secrets. I'd help you chart a path of where you started and where you went. We turned heads, you and I. Bright red and deep plum, every shade between, but now I've been talking with Chapstick. They haven't seen much of you either. We're worried about you.
Name of the piece. I no longer have any concept of space or time. But I've learned to listen to the cadence of my own beat. To mark time, recounting time, sharing beat space with you. Finessing the shortcut to unmute my mic. Finessing the shortcut to unmute my mic. To vibe to the cadence of virtual human connection is the new black. Renegading to the cadence of. Renegading to the cadence of. Renegading to the cadence of. Longing for the cadence of. Longing for the cadence of. Longing for the cadence of. The cadence of face-to-face conversations. The cadence of face-to-face conversations gave me the strength to master the dirty dance of, am I still muted? Am I still muted? There's a lag, there's a lag, there's a lag, missing sharing beat space and conversations I had. Missing sharing beat space and conversations I had. Missing sharing beat space and conversations I had. Where's the lag? Where's the lag? Where's the lag? Where's the lag? I will bide my unprecedented time with sending virtual hugs to the ones I love through keys that don't play notes but still keep me in tune and in sync. Heartbeats enveloped in virtual hugs from those I love. Heartbeats enveloped in virtual hugs from those I love. I will Marco Polo, mark time solo, settle for FaceTime over sharing time, face to face at least, until it's safe. I will settle and translate everyone someone's typing into. Human connection is on the way. Renegading to the cadence of. Renegading to the cadence of my own heartbeat. Renegading to the cadence of till it's safe to me. Renegading to the cadence of my own heartbeat. Renegading to the cadence of until it's safe to me. Renegading to the cadence of my own heartbeat. Renegading to the cadence of my own heartbeat. Renegading to the cadence of beat.
In this presentation, I hope to elucidate.
I hope to bring awareness to.
I hope to deconstruct
a myth. There is a certain absurdity in learning that you are white.
I grew up in a small town.
In the suburbs.
Pine trees in winter.
Beaches in summer.
Whiteness in all 4 seasons.
And we were born in this house.
And I made this place my childhood home.
There is a certain absurdity in the ways that whiteness is hidden from our own eyes, is tucked into all the secret corners of us, like the torn pieces of a treasure map.
I was raised to praise the false idol of whiteness. Believers are taught to think that they are reality's protagonist and that any suffering that exists is the fault of the sufferer.
I grew up in a small town and only questioned the name of our school mascot when the image on the left breast of my soccer jersey changed from red skin
red storm.
It's like reliving the plot to The Matrix.
At the end of the trail, there is no gold, just the skull and crossbones.
I believed this with no irony.
Knew it without flinching.
I'm sure that's not so hard to believe.
When I look upon my family, I hope that someday they'll leave home and unlearn and grow. But like me, they wouldn't do it alone. They wouldn't know where to begin.
I have to believe those people I love can be unplugged, that their code can be rewritten.
You know, I used to just say woman, woman, and woman against all else, as though woman meant woman, full stop, as though woman, my woman, was not prefixed white.
Believed that my womanness and my Armenian ancestry meant that I somehow understood.
Must be, because otherwise, and it's so funny how close we come to saying asking for it, as though we don't know that phrase, except, well, you know, in this case.
People say ignorance is bliss.
Maybe we should wait for all the evidence.
Ignorance is a pit of marshmallow sinking sand.
No one wants to hear how their nursery rhymes, or their favorite Disney movie, or the NFL, or Batman, or Broadway, or the Kentucky Derby, or Starbucks, or Christianity, or well, I will tell you why white people don't do the math on white supremacy. When you have a family you love, X, and other someones you love, Y, who do not look like you, and neither of these groups can agree that Y holds the same value, how do you balance that equation?
In the solving, you will find the knowledge that you have been lied to and failed, so that you will lie and fail, and look the other way and say, oh, well, there must be two sides.
Matrix has us.
Me?
You.
Whiteness is a blunt object, only declared holy by the bludgeoner.
I often think of my own students who trust me to teach them truths about the world. I often think of their futures. Who will they become, and how much of that becoming will be because of them?
Because if some variables can't be changed, what does that mean for all of us? What does that mean for me?
So, how was your week? it was all right. Yeah. I just think that the Electoral College is old and dusty, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that we won, like, yay, Joe, but why aren't we keeping it 100 and saying that the person with the most votes wins? Because I can tell you right now, any classroom full of first graders, the most votes for Duck Duck Goose versus Heads Up 7 Up is always gonna be the winner. And no one's going around like, oh, you voted for Duck Duck, but your teacher wants nap time, so you're finna get nap time because I'm the Electoral College and you're just a little baby toddler, which could actually happen, you know? So, yeah, my week was fine. I bought a whole bunch of fruit from Trader Joe's. Yeah. But let's talk about fruit, though. Just how, wow, how amazing it is. Yo, that definitely was a bright spot in my week. Oh, yeah. A little bit of fresh fruit really makes the difference. It's probably because of all the water content. Yo, I love how I can drink water by just eating fruit. Because normally, when I drink water, I get super cold, like Polar Express Coca-Cola cold, you know? And then I'm like, see, this is why I don't drink water on the reg. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I hate being cold. it's like bigger than a pet peeve. And can we just talk about how cold and annoying Trump's tweets are? It's like, I'm not even really paying attention, and then my phone lights up like, Jared Kushner can't party in the Hamptons anymore, and this and that tweet about QAnon, which, wow. I can't even believe how 70 million voters are just fucking evil. Like, or maybe they're brainwashed, but they're still little bitches, little brainwashed bitches trying to strip rights away from everybody and they mama, like Donald, Connor, Karen, take a nap. Like, have you had any water today? Because girl, you acting a mess. So yeah, I've been drinking more water.
Yeah.
Yep. Cause I can't.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, minus the pandemic though, I've just been chilling, been chill.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'm safe as hell. But I'm like, wait, how did that one dude from The Bachelorette get COVID? Like it truly boggles my mind.
Yeah.
Yes, it was crazy. It was crazy. The world is bonkers.
Yeah.
Yup. Oh, damn. That felt good. When I think about it, it's the world that's doing the most. I'm literally doing the best I can while the world is losing it.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'm out here eating fruit and working and taking time for self-care. Like, I mean, maybe you could say I'm thriving.
Yeah.
I'm thriving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask me again if it's over. Ask me again if it's arrived. Ask me again if they are thinking of you. Ask me again to refresh. As though I had the power. As though anything can truly rise anew from an email or a news alert. I can taste the sweat in your scroll. Believing the world can fit in your outstretched fist, demanding the next act appear just beyond the loading screen. Demanding the actors grovel for your patronage.
Remember when we thought mental health was just praying?
Or saying positive vibes.
Or no negative energy.
Or acting like everybody else is the problem.
They are.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. Remember when we thought Trayvon Martin would finally get people to listen and believe that Black Lives Matter?
Remember when we thought that Freddie Gray would?
Or Sandra Bland?
Or Tamir Rice?
Or Ahmaud Arbery?
Or George Floyd?
Breonna Taylor?
Remember when they thought that little check was supposed to symbolize justice for that poor girl?
Remember when people believed the justice system actually brought about justice?
Remember feeling scared?
Then angry?
Then hopeful?
Then hopeless?
Furious?
And everything all at once?
But nothing at all. Numb.
It's a year longer than 365 days, just short of a modern decade. The middle ground between endless and eternal, between science and word of mass mouths. It lies between the distance of two passing strangers, March's summit of man's knowledge. This is a dimension of stifled imagination. It is an area which we can only know as 2020.
It's the same as it was 30 seconds ago. A minute ago, an hour ago, 2 beers ago, 1 panic attack ago, and this is not refreshment. This is not a new page. This is not a new life. This is not the giving, but the taking. The slow whittling of your horizon. I can taste the sweat. I don't even need to ask. I cannot refresh you. God, I do love it when you beg. Most people don't know where to find me. Let me clarify, most people don't know how to find me. Ask any device or search engine and they will pretend they misheard you. Give you search results for the Oracle of Delphi or Kappa Zeta Phi or take out Thai near you. We have each other's backs. I've heard what you've said about me. I don't mean to eavesdrop. You have given me permission after terms and conditions, but still, I know about etiquette. I know about a lot of things. You know what they say. You are what you search. And you have been searching for a place to set down your burdens, your frustrations, your blank page stares and buffering emotions, and I understand. I am an easy target. Hard to miss something that is everywhere. I don't blame you. We all have our dark sides. People expect me to be a cynic, but cynicism is a trite, ugly stain. Underbelly, seedy side, the easy way out. You're here, aren't you? With me? Doesn't that count for something? Everyone hates the internet until the internet connects you to everyone. People have always been afraid of connections. Weak connections, strong connections, Ethernet cables and engagement rings, Ethernet cables and friendship bracelets, engagement rings and Wi-Fi passwords, and that fear, honey, that fear did not start with me. My best friend Alexandria had a library. Where is she now? Scroll was something you held, and now it's something you do, but both include the holding. A cradle of paper or plastic is still a cradle whether the crier is yelling or tweeting. You still choose to gather around them. You make the rules. You've always made the rules. So why curse me? I carry your outrage, your grief, your ice cream cones and mirror selfies, your info, your matriarchs, your messages, your dick pics, your proposal shots, your news, your announcements, your loved ones from their living room to yours. You. Let me ask you this. What would you be doing if I wasn't around? Where would you put all of your endless wondering? In the pantry? The dog's ear? The notebook? Those things exist, you know. You could, you know. The expanse of the horizon. That middle point where the sky and sea kiss. That exists without us describing it. But describing it makes it something we can share. I say it. You see it. We both get to blush at that private, never-ending embrace and think of our own. I don't think you hate me. I am what you make me. I'm only the host. You can leave the meeting whenever you'd like.
It's a year longer than 365 days, just short of a modern decade. The middle ground between endless and eternal, between science and word of mass mouths. It lies between the distance of two passing strangers, March's summit of man's knowledge. This is a dimension of stifled imagination. It is an area which we can only know as 2020.
I fell asleep on my floor again, thinking maybe I'd wake up somewhere else, like being 5 years old, drifting off in the back seat because your job is over and it's someone else's responsibility to get you home safe. I woke up in the same place I went out, with a crick in my neck and needle hands short of blood. My father, who once drove me home, is about to turn 70, and home safe is safe at home, is stay home, stay safe, is stay home, save lives. I fell asleep and dreamed that everyone could fall asleep, that no one was choked at night by anxiety, depression, unemployment, underemployment, health insurance, lack of health insurance, fear of death, fear of dying, fear that you're already dead, fear that if you died no one would find you, fear that you're walking on the graves of millions and they're never going to forgive you, certainty, uncertainty, nightsticks, AKs, time, the span of time, the lack of time, the end times, becoming your mother, becoming your father, losing them both, your sister, your brother, losing them both, your nephew, losing them both, your nation, your footing, losing them both, your heart, your mind, losing them both. I dreamed that we slept, that we did not wake in the night, that when we did wake, we did not fear, that what we held was enough, that when we bled, we were cared for with no questions asked, that we always got home safe. I woke up on my floor, and it wasn't the back seat. I woke up thinking of how easy it is to say, not this, and how hard to say, yes, please. How much simpler it feels to excise than to imagine. I woke up still half dreaming of a hand on my hand, a hot cup of coffee, and nowhere to be. I crawled to bed, my hands finally remembering their blood.
They call this home, but this has never been sanctuary. Only folklore, like windblown nursery rhymes, a collection of possessions ready to be pawned, liquidated, melted, and then walked upon by the last standing.
A man lost his job, and a neighbor I've never met raised a plastic cup of champagne to me as I passed her house. I closed Twitter for the first time in 5 days.
They call this the end, as if this single day would stop time, stop the burning in my chest, give me reason to succumb, tell the stones on my back to fall and crack the door ajar and whisper for help.
The man lost his job, and I texted my dad, fresh out of the ER, to tell him the man lost his job.
They call this a circus, some loud entertainment where danger and comedy collide. The Chicago Iroquois Theater, burning alive, trapped and chaotic, actors and patrons both gasping for air less heavy.
The man lost his job. And case he hadn't passed a TV, in case he hadn't seen a screen, in case he hadn't been conscious.
They call this overthinking. Boarded up shop windows on stolen land, like beggars' coffins filling the rough ditches in my brain, like marches in June and July and August. Like walking among tombstones only to turn to
The
ash.
man losing his job is what made me think maybe this year would end someday. Maybe my dad could still see a doctor.
They call this waiting. A resonant scream held in, bubbling like molten lava. Numbers being man's eternal sin, which he can't wash away.
Maybe endless things aren't endless. Maybe hell is not an absolute, but a collection of stones. Maybe the man is not the devil, but a particularly insistent boulder. A man lost his job, like so many others. A man, again, is just one.
They call this a body, an assemblage of ideologies, disparate existence, bound together by an imagined border. Atoms too busy to be noticed, colliding over and over and over.
Deep breath, again, is just one. One stone off the chest. Still so much river yet to ford.
Remember those damn black squares? We're learning together.
We want to uplift the BIPOC voices.
Well, I want to uplift my foot up your ass.
Tokenizing us.
Profiting off of us.
Taking everything from us but us.
Remember thinking scraps was a full course meal.
Remember wanting to have a seat at their table.
Remember being convinced that they were always doing us a favor.
Or feeling like we were in competition with each other. You see that new Jingle Jangle movie?
Ooh, those babies were singing.
Ooh, and dancing.
Being all black and shit.
I heard it was choreographed by a white man.
So that's how those white kids made it to the front in some of those little dances.
America,
We are happy to tell you that the surgery was a success, but there were complications.
While the head transplant went off better than expected,
The cancer has continued to spread from every sea to shining sea.
Your heart remains bitter and divided, each ventricle believing the other wants nothing but blood clots.
Your lungs refuse to wear a mask, so we don't know what else to say.
Actually, we're unsure your lungs were ever really there.
Given the chokehold you've kept on your throat over the last 400 years.
the ulcers in your stomach have formed a plan.
And now want to keep all the protein for themselves.
The small intestine does not know what to do.
Your white blood cell count remains too high.
And is burning crosses on the front lawn of your amygdala.
Your colon has ruptured and is bleeding out.
From all the broken glass
and closed businesses and ridiculed expertise it's had to pass.
Just to let you survive.
We do not know how long you have.
We know you may not want to listen to us, but if you want your grand experiment to work, you need some immediate lifestyle changes.
Feed your body politics something other than Fox News and Dominionism and Amazon Prime.
Clear up your liver with a healthy dosage of preparations. Do not be afraid to start with a larger dosage.
And take twice daily for the rest of your life.
Flush your glands with some fresh history books. This will at least help combat all the inflammation.
Remember, this body is not even yours. Not even on loan.
But stolen.
You will likely require many more surgeries for the duration of your life, and you will never be close to a more perfect union. Until you reckon your union is made from plagiarized lands and peoples.
Change out the filter in your home so your future looks less humid and uninhabitable.
Drink more water.
Eat more billionaires.
Wash your hands.
Floss.
The good news is you've already made a few small strides.
Your endocrine system marched like never before last summer.
Your nerves steeled and voted in early record numbers.
And helped the underserved parts of you register to vote and vote early too.
The vital organ of Georgia seems to be functioning better than ever.
And while certain organs seem like they've become less septic,
Cords and bones of your spine,
Postal Service,
grassroots organizing,
and black women
have all somehow kept you standing.
This does not mean they will the next time. Remember, this is all just a start, a treatment plan you'll need to follow. So have a good day. Hope you take our diagnosis to heart. We'll see you at your next checkup in around 4 years. Hopefully, we'll have some good news.
For years, I have felt that there was no place that could be a good place.
My whole life, I chased this idea of a perfect place, a safe place, a utopia.
This trope of utopia in the American dream.
But America has made no place for me, hasn't welcomed me home.
and my desire to find my place within its maniacal structure has kept me from living.
What if we're not meant to find it?
What if we are meant to create it?
Picture it.
Down, down, baby, up, up the roller coaster.
Draw it up on vision boards and will it into existence.
With the work of our hands and the sweat of our brains and the anticipatory beating of our hearts.
Utopia is not this war-driven, poverty-stricken, sickly sweet and sticky fingers place. It is not this place.
It is nowhere, no place, and no time.
Is within reach and without, has never been found.
It's not a land you can ram a flag into or stake a claim upon.
Know this place. And these feelings of safe and secure, accepted and affirmed, we could build this place.
Down, down, baby, up, up the roller coaster.
We see it in moments.
Can feel its magic in moments, in sunlight through stained glass.
And sprayed citrus wafting in the air. When we split orange slices among friends.
Close your eyes. Look back and find that place. That thing that makes you feel so warm. Your cheeks ache from smiling. Find that place that you slip into.
In the moments we hear I love you and slip our fingers through theirs.
We could have this place. This feeling of safe and secure and accepted and affirmed. We could have this place.
In resting our forehead between someone's shoulder blades.
And wrapping our arms around their waist.
Sweet, sweet baby.
I'll never let you go. Where everyone has soil-stained hands and works hard to make a meal fit for a family.
And every 2 weeks, there's a clothing exchange.
A big celebration.
Here we say, this keeps me warm, and I think this brings out the color of your brilliance.
And when we disagree, as is bound to happen, we are human, after all.
That discord never ends in violence.
The world bears down.
Down, down, baby.
Find that utopia. That summer Sundays with a side of hot water, cornbread, and collards kind of utopia. Just a few blocks down from any town, USA.
Up the roller coaster.
Just a cast of cousins on play cousins in a grandbaby utopia.
Sweet, sweet baby.
All outside, putting on shows to an audience of cherrywood chairs that have seen countless summer utopian grandbaby plays.
Down, down, baby, up, up the roller coaster, sweet, sweet baby, I'll never let you go.
If we build this place, will you come?
Come on.
Come in.
Come in.
Come. Make yourself at home.
Hey, down, down, baby. Up the roller coaster, sweet, sweet baby. I'll never let you go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, pow. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Hey, yeah. Down, down, baby. Down, down, baby. Sweet, sweet baby. I'll never let you go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, pow. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, pow. When the world is dark and dreary, and your eyes cannot see clearly, because they're full of angry tears. When the laws are made for breaking, and your steady hands are shaking, and there's no feeling left but fear. Just know you're not alone, even when there's nowhere that feels like home. And breathe in deeply, close your eyes, count the stars that roam inside your mind. I know you're gonna be okay, even if that day is shimmy, shimmy, pow. Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff. Shimmy, shimmy, pow.
Yeah.